Is France going through a bad breakup in Africa? After its military was forced to pull out from Mali and Burkina Faso following successive coups in the West African countries, France is now looking at another exit from one of its former territories in Africa, Niger. But French President Macron is petulantly trying to force his stay.
Je pense que notre politique est la bonne. Elle repose sur le courage du président Bazoum, sur l'engagement de nos diplomates, de notre ambassadeur sur le terrain, qui reste, malgré les pressions, malgré tout et malgré toutes les déclarations d'autorité illégitimes.
On July 26th, the Nigerian military and presidential guard overthrew Mohamed Bazoum, the country's president and one of the last pro-Western rulers in West Africa. France condemned the military takeover and began evacuating its citizens from Niger, but it refused to close its military base, a garrison of roughly 1,500 soldiers, or its air force base that fields a number of French fighter jets and attack drones. France claims its forces are there to combat the threat of militant groups in the Sahel region, but after the July coup, France ended its military cooperation with Niger and cut aid to the country. Niger accused France of interfering in its internal affairs and seeking to impose a neo-colonial relationship with its former colony. On August 25th, the Nigerian junta ordered France to withdraw its troops and recall its ambassador. France rejected the demand, saying it did not recognize the junta's authority. Niger responded by cutting electricity to the embassy and revoking the French ambassador's diplomatic immunity. As anti-French sentiment continued to grow, tens of thousands rallied in the capital Niamey, surrounding the French embassy and army base and sending a clear message to France that it was time to go. France has become increasingly unpopular throughout the Sahel. The states that expelled its forces accused France of using the militant threat in the Sahel to increase its military presence in West Africa in order to continue to exploit the region's natural resources. Niger, for instance, is home to one of the largest uranium reserves and accounts for 20% of France's imports of the valuable metal, but its uranium mine is majority owned by the French state company Orano. While Niger should be reaping the financial rewards of this uranium mine, it remains one of the least developed countries in the world, with more than 80% of the population living on less than $2 a day. After initially rejecting the demands to withdraw its troops from the West African nation, France reportedly entered negotiation with Niger's military to discuss reducing its military presence in the country, but insisted the discussions were not a recognition of the new junta. Tensions peaked on September 8th, after Nigerian security reportedly arrested Stéphane Julien, a French official who serves as a consular for French citizens abroad. France called for his immediate release, saying it was fully mobilized to ensure his protection. Niger's junta then accused France of gathering troops and equipment in several neighboring states, with plans to engage in a military intervention against Niamey in cooperation with ECOWAS, a bloc of West African states who also opposed the coup in Niger. In Niger's capital, thousands continue to hold near-daily demonstrations around the French military base to demand France's departure. Having lost its military presence in Niger and Burkina Faso and facing increasing rejection in the Sahel, is France ready to leave another one of its former colonies without a scene, or will it intervene to maintain the vestiges of its crumbling quasi-empire?